Hey. Good evening. Hello, Patricia, Celine, Kathy. How's everyone doing? Get to see the replay of
Happy Friday.
Chris's explosion in the beginning there. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Good to be back where we're just sitting here. Yeah, we read that. We saw that on the news.
Yeah.
Happy last day of January. Yeah, finally, January's over. John McGinnis, how are you, my friend? It's been a while since we sat down and did one of these. We did, hey, Cheryl. Hello, David. We did a couple of investigations in a row. Just so distracting.
Anything I do that drives that man crazy.
It's just, I'm literally like looking, and this is what I see next to me.
I can't rock. I can't itch. Like I can't.
Just
drives him nuts.
Distracting. Anyway, yeah, we weren't planning on doing those two investigations in a row the way we did, but it just kind of worked out that way. We went to the creeper the one time, and there was an issue with the key, and then we went back Sunday. We hung out with Donna for a while. Hey, Brian. And then we did the investigation that night there, which turned out to be a pretty cool one.
It was a good one.
With, hey, Diana. I don't know. What did we do first? I don't remember what we did first. I know we did that porcelain looking doll second. But what was the first thing we did?
Painting.
Painting.
Painting of the two girls.
Oh, that's right. That was fairly interesting. Some of the stuff.
We actually did that before, but I think we actually got more response this time around than we did the initial first time that we did them.
I know we did it. I just don't know what.
And we were getting more reaction from Sarah than Jane, who they call Jean, which was remarkable because
hey, Dana.
The unique part of that whole thing is like Sarah seemed to answer directly and respond directly with lighting up or saying yes to the things that were like it was definitely surprising because I didn't expect that.
Hey, Rachel. Karen, how are you? Yeah, don't remember a lot about the portrait. I do remember there was stuff going on.
Sarah was coming through very strongly. Sarah was the old Susie. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell, I always say. But at least it started with an S this time. But she yeah, her name was Susie. She was the older. But she died from epilepsy. Or did she? No, she died from an infection or something that took her life, if I remember correctly. And it was the other sister, Jane, that died from seizures that ended up in a home later after her mom had passed away.
They both died in their 20s, right?
They both died around the same
age bracket. They were 20, like 24, yeah. 29? Yeah, something like that.
So the one died from, if I remember correctly, that she got sick, she recovered, and then Jane ended up, her mom, after her sister passed away, and again, she was older. Susie was older than Jane. Mom took care of Jane as her the epilepsy and the stuff progressed. But when she passed away, the father put her into a sanitarium. Now think about that a minute, a sanitarium. They're not like what we consider them to be today, and we still wouldn't consider them to be the greatest places to be put. But think about being put in a sanitarium because you have epilepsy.
But this was the norm back then when.
But how horrifying!
Anything was wrong with you that required care. And then later on, they just drop you off somewhere.
Her father brought her back to live with him.
My mom was one of 7.
Spinal meningitis, that's right.
There were 2 girls, 5 boys. And when my mother's mother, my grandmother, who I never met, she had tumors in her head, and she passed when my mom was young. Um, my grandfather, who I never met, my mother's father from Italy, he couldn't handle 7 kids and work and all that, so he literally dropped them off at an orphanage. The boys were at the boys' orphanage. The 2 sisters were at the girl
So they didn't
orphanage
get to grow up
until
together.
he got married again. And
Then they took them back.
yeah,
Wow.
I mean, this is how it was back then. You know, if there was
Wow.
anything wrong with your, child that required in-home care, they were like, they looked for these state-run places, and
Not the best places to be.
no. But so I do remember again. I always remember the darker stuff. So my brain is kind of washes the happy good
Because you
stuff.
can't handle the good.
I can. It just
You don't
doesn't
like
leave
the
an
light and
imprint.
good. I don't know why. But that's what's wrong with the world today. Why doesn't the good leave the imprint? Why is it the bad? Why is it the bad that has to stick and stay? The dark. Why can't it be the light and the wonderful and the feel good? Why doesn't that want to stick and hold? Isn't that crazy that we're wired that way? Well, you're wired. I'm not wired that way, but
You just said we.
most people are wired that way. Why?
Listen, this ain't Chris's therapy session.
I'm just,
All right,
I
this
just,
is
I just don't
New
understand
Jersey
people.
Paranormal
I don't understand why.
discussing
Like
paranormal things.
when things bad happen, we
I'm
always
not a
focus on the
professional.
bad. We don't want to
I
focus on
can't
the good.
explain the way
I'm
you.
just saying. I wish
are wired and the way you
that
think.
I could get everybody out of that and into the other stuff, the good stuff.
You want to sing
Focus on that.
Partridge Family song? Will make
No,
you
I
happy.
do not.
Will make you feel better.
No, I do not. That's not
If
what
it
this
did,
is.
I would
Not
do
at
that
all.
for you.
Not at all. Hello,
Anyway.
Dana.
So then we that porcelain doll, Gertrude. Am I right? Right, Gertrude. Right.
I'm not positive.
I believe it was Gertrude.
Sounds familiar.
See, that I remember. Gertrude was a surprise to me because I don't remember. I think the only thing we had on the card was screaming could be heard. And were there dates? I don't even remember if there were dates or any of that. But boy, oh boy, like the first words out of the Ovilus were like not good,
No.
and it was, as soon as that starts happening, this is why we don't really go by, we don't want to know any of the medium stuff. We read the basic information and use that as a guideline for what, our investigation. The stuff is there. We'll ask, see if we can validate any of that stuff, add to it. But you really never know what you're getting into until you're into it. So that was a surprise, and I like the surprises.
I'm trying to remember more about that whole thing because I know it got. Oh my God! It answered questions. You were answering questions directly, and I kind of got freaked out. That's why I had you stop for a minute to tell you what was going on.
Yeah.
Because it was just like bam, bam, and I'm just like, holy crap!
And you know the hard time we have usually.
We
in
do.
That back room with
we
even
don't
using
ever
the
get the
box.
estates to move back to work back there the way it should.
Hi, Raleigh. How are you?
Hey, Brian.
But that was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
I know you did.
I usually don't want to stop when it comes.
Oh my God! When you said the light up green and it lit up the green on the face, not once, not twice, 3 times.
Yeah.
And then even when you were blindfolded and you had the thing over, it did it again.
Yeah, I enjoyed those.
In your lap, because you got to be crazy and hold it in your lap.
Nothing to do with that. It's all part of the experiment and experience.
Wow, I'm glad that you're for it, but not Bruce, Ralph, and another name. Yeah, I think it was Tony.
But again, the things coming through the Ovilus were kind of strange. There was a lot of weird stuff that had to do with the screaming that related to why. Remember, she kept. What were the things that she was referencing?
She was saying that she was she was attacked.
I don't remember.
That something happened to her. Something happened to her, and the men did it to her. Something happened to her. They forced her. she was, I'm
I
being
don't
very
remember.
delicate. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to say,
I remember.
but it seemed to be that an assault, that they forced her, they trapped her, whatever. And she was actually talking on the sense of being a victim.
Yeah,
That's where that was leading down.
I don't
And
know.
then we started
I'd have to
getting the
watch it again.
men's, and I can't remember because I don't have a good memory right now, but I can't remember if the men's names that we're getting were before or after or during, strangely enough. So yeah, I mean, you want to talk about right out of the gate bang interaction, like,
Yeah, that was a good one. That was surprising, and that's why I told Donnie to get more stuff like that because that's fun for
well,
me.
I kind of like the Sarahs and the Janes and the Kepi had, and I've got a lot of favorites
That
when it
has its
comes to that.
place. It does,
Yeah,
but people want to see. I,
that's because people are crazy.
but that was again surprising. So then we had to go up to Dover on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or
Yes,
Wednesday?
sir. No, Wednesday went to the doctor. Tuesday.
On Tuesday to go to the Germania Park because Carl, who's been amazing to us, Germania Park has been amazing to us. They let us tour the place where we're getting married. They let us, first time we got to see it really in the daylight. We get to see the pavilion and how everything kind of would look, and got to see the place where we're actually going to do the ceremony.
Yeah, we're actually gonna go back in April when it's all decorated and done, because obviously it's all closed. Like, they have it shut down for the winter, everything's stacked and stuff. But it was to give us an idea of planning for how much space and room that there is overall.
Yeah, I
And we
mean,
had to go up so that we could answer questions because we couldn't, because we didn't know.
but we were heading up there, and I thought, hey, while we're there, we're 20 minutes away from the mine. Let's go, and let's not go in the plan originally
Yeah, it was.
was to investigate the office, and we're sure that's hit or miss, and then go into the mine and film for a few hours, and then do a live where we went over the mine evidence. As you saw, we didn't get a chance to even make it to the mine, but um, like I said, going back to the wedding thing, we're getting married June 14th, and to see and hear that it's coming together the way it is, we know some of you are involved with the whole potluck thing that we're doing, and trying to include as many people as we can. At some point, we're going to have to draw the line because it's getting bigger and bigger. But it's really, it's one thing to see it go from her and I sitting down and giving a deposit and saying we're doing this to everybody that's been on that page contributing to meeting with Carl and having Carl say, we're going to take care of this, we're going to take care of that. It's
Carl is going
yeah,
far
way
and
up, yeah,
above
way above and
any
beyond.
expectations you can ask from someone. I mean, he is, when I say this man is being generous, him and his family
Yeah,
are being
the whole club.
extremely, yes, being generous, and what they're doing to make this work for us is I don't even know how to put it in words, to be honest with you. I'm shell shocked um, from the generosity. And the other thing that I want to say real quick too, because Brian's on here and he can relay this to Taylor. Um, Going through some health stuff, my mind's not really focused on it's my brain is all over because it's serious stuff, which is going to be fine. I'm going to come out on the other side no matter what happens. But I'm not focused enough to handle the details of this. And Taylor stepped in and picked up the slack and took over planning and communicating with you guys and answering questions for the wedding and the food and the potluck and stuff. And I can't say enough how grateful I am that she's doing it and how much you guys are reacting to that. and going back and forth. She's actually come to me and said, hey, they're asking this and that, and like it's great. You have nothing to worry about. Because to be able to put that down and not stress over it, because it's not a stress, it's just something right now I can't deal with. And as much as that's the most important day, I can't focus on that right now. I've got too many other things that I'm dealing with right now to handle that. So again, a testament to how many great people are stepping in and helping out and taking that, you know?
Yeah. We're grateful and fortunate in that we talked about this last week in terms of, again, not relating to the paranormal stuff. It does, but it doesn't. It more relates to human nature and the goodness of people, and that, you would hope that, we support a lot of places, a lot of sites. I mean, we just did the taxes for New Jersey Paranormal Inc. And we donated close to $40,000 last year to all the historic locations, and those balance sheets are take it in, donated, take it in, donated, take it in, donated. New Jersey Paranormal doesn't make any of that, but again, that
And
makes
that's
us,
not talking about the sites that collect their own money.
yeah,
That's just what we take in for sites.
and that makes us feel good because you could actually see, the fruits of everything we do and that you guys do for us. And you would hope that some of that, would come back, karma or whatever you want to call it. And we've been very fortunate all these years in that we have made a lot of friends, a lot of people that support us. And this is just further proof of that. We put out there that we're getting married and we want to do this potluck thing. And then all these people are like, hey, I'll bring something. Do you need this? I'll bring that. Do you need that? Like you said, Taylor, Brian, and step up. Other people are, do you need anything? Carl, who we met twice, is like, hey, we're going to make this day great for you. And we don't expect that. It's really weird when that happens because you want to believe in the goodness of
we were
the
actually
world.
going to go off and get quietly married.
Cut me off
Sorry.
every time.
Go ahead, finish.
No, you.
Because you said that Carl said that he's going to do everything to make this as good as possible. Where were you? Sorry. It just like my brain went into, and now I forgot what I was saying. See? That's where I am today.
Serenity now. Anybody who watched Seinfeld, Serenity now. But anyway, so we do appreciate it. And after meeting with Carl and being there and talking to him and seeing how it's all come together, it is going to be kind of exactly the way we want it to be and the way it should be. It's going to be us together with our families, biological,
And the family
our
that
paranormal family and friends who we've come to know and come to know us over all of these years. And it's just going to be just a good time. All of us hanging out. We're getting married. It's a big, huge day for us after many years. But to be able to do that in front of all of our friends and family and then just celebrate.
because we were just going to go pretty much just tie the knot. We were going to go to the Justice of Peace and then everybody just started saying we'd like to be a part of it. We'd like to be a part of that. And, my family wants to be here for it. We've been together for so many years and everybody's very happy and wants to celebrate that. I want to celebrate that and I want to celebrate it with the people we love. So we knew we couldn't afford to do that. So the potluck thing and we were talking about a park and then the next thing you know, Carl came forward and said, hey,
Out of nowhere.
Germania Park.
Honestly,
it's
out of nowhere.
private. You guys can come here. And he made this work. And I again, it's crazy. It's crazy how I guess when things are meant to be, they're meant to be. And that's when you see the magic of people. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be exactly what we want more. I really
Yeah.
do. I think it's going to be just a really.
I know somebody put on the thing, what's the dress code? It's a potluck, man. It's casual.
I'm wearing
Come
cargo
comfortable.
shorts and a tuxedo T-shirt. No, I'm kidding.
Come and enjoy, have fun, laugh,
It's going to be a
and
summer day. I mean,
that's what
yeah.
this is all about. It's not the traditional.
No,
Throw that out the window.
it's more about, again, the ceremony, and then all of us just get together and enjoying food and just talking and laughing.
Good music,
and
laughing,
having a
hanging
good
out,
time.
and just.
And I'm sure afterwards we'll go and find a place to go and have a beverage or two, and
Yeah,
and continue on. And
just enjoy it. And
but
enjoy
anyway,
the
that was a really
Yeah, that was
a
pretty
good day, and we felt so much better leaving there. And we were kind of looking at each other like, wow,
I think it cemented it was real.
yeah, this is really going to happen, and it's going to come together in a way that is even better than we hoped it
Yeah.
would, to be honest. So then we decided, hey, we're paranormal people. Let's go from doing that to go to the mine. Yeah, there'll be a DJ.
Yeah, there's going to be a DJ there, Patricia.
DJ Jazzy Steve. You may have seen him, met him at the VIP party. Steve Barry will be the DJ. So, but anyway, so we brought our equipment because we wanted to go to the mine, and I watched the the Jason Hall stuff from, I think the stuff they got at the mine was incredible. Exactly everything that we experienced, but some of the other buildings, not so much, and you can't always plan for that. And we knew that. So we decided, let's go into the office first, see what we can see there, and then we'll go into the mine and we'll film. If you watched it, we never made it out of the office. And why? Because my friend, if you've ever been at the Sterling Hill Mine event with us, and if you've been in that building with me, I always refer to two people. Tom was a miner who worked there many, many years. They all knew him. He was beloved by everyone. He would come back and visit often after he retired. Tom passed, and people would tell us, hey, we think Tom might still be around here from time to time. So I always give Tom his due respect when I do the top floor of trying to talk to him. Problem there is that the other guy, the guy who chases everybody out of the basement, he is present a lot. And sometimes he doesn't even let Tom get a word in edgewise. He's around, upstairs, downstairs. One of the coolest videos I ever got, and this was at an event, and I wish I could show it. And if the people were watching, Brian might have been there, Raleigh, and Joe, Tracy and Joe, not Joe. I was filming the SLS camera on the first floor area where the spirit box said Tom, as clear as frigging day. You saw how I reacted to that.
So it was right after I introduced myself.
That's why I love all these naysayers when it comes to the equipment and blah, blah, blah. We're purists and we don't do and we don't want to. Believe me, I get that way of thinking. I do. I think it's very narrow-minded and limited. I think if you know what you're doing and what the equipment is for, I think anything is worth experimenting with and seeing the results that you get. It might be radio bleed through. It might be false positives created by man-made electricity, but I've seen real, true interaction with different things, knowing for sure that it wasn't man-made or something that could be explained. I've seen it again and again. So again, my theory, I've said it a million times, to limit yourself to one method or two, you're not only limiting yourself in what you're doing, you're limiting whatever the spirits could do in their interaction. You're
because
just kind
we
of
don't understand what that is.
You boxed yourself into either just this or nothing. Okay, if that's what you want to do, great. I don't do that. So this SLS figure appeared on the opposite side of the office, right where I was standing, where Tom came through. And it appeared as just a stick figure. And I had two people go over there. And First, I had one person go over there, and this figure actually fell backwards, and the guy, I think it was Joe first, was just standing there, and it looked like the figure was like leaning on him, like to hold me up. And I told Joe he's leaning back, and Joe put his arms out like, okay, he's holding this person. Then I think I had Brian or somebody else. It might have been, it might not have been Brian, but somebody else came around the other side, and I said, approach from the other way, see what happens. Um, Joe backed off, and the figure then flopped back to the other person into their arms, right in front of me. Never seen anything like it. That was really
I
cool.
wish that had been recorded.
So when we're there and we're doing those EVPs, we got a couple on the top floor, and then the spirit box for Tom. That was like, wow, okay. And my theory
And I
about
was okay with doing that up there. I'd never done anything in that office. I
you
even
were
said to
the
him,
whole entire time while we're setting up, when we're going in the basement, it's like, don't turn off the light. Don't let me here by myself. Don't. And I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? I turned off the one light. It was to the back area.
he did.
The whole light was still on. You could still see everything down there. I didn't know you were going to do that. And she starts.
It's in the dark. You took the light out on me.
I'm like, the light is still on in the hallway. You can see everything down
You
there.
can. You were adjusted. I was on the other side
Whatever.
by myself.
So then we
But just so you know, I have retracted saying that if you ever needed me to step in and do the office, I'm not ever doing that in an event. Ever will I go ever into any of that and do that. I'll stick in the mine.
Well, I was intrigued by the fact that if you watch the Jason investigation, they did go down into the hatch door. They found a broken shovel and an area that was dug out. Now, Nikki and others who were there the one particular time, Patricia, I don't know if you were there, or Kathy, you were there.
It was
There was-
Peter. That was the other person that came up.
Oh, okay. There was one particular occasion where somebody was asking for like a blessing, and they were mentioning buried. Buried actually came through on one of it was either the
That was before
or,
you knew
that was before the whole, yeah. And there was something about bless and whatever. And I actually sprayed holy water down there. And I don't know if Kathy said a prayer or whatever, but we tried to go that route. And after the Jason thing, when the shovel and the indentation was found, I decided, let's start where we always do when I bring a group down there, down at the other end, and try to talk to him. I try to get him to come down that way. And there was...
And that's where you and I started, where that blew on my face, and
that's where you freaked out.
Yeah.
And
I don't like that crap.
and we got some stuff down there, but I figured, yeah, when said the prayer in the holy water, I figured if we're going to do this EVP thing and we're going to do it the right way, in a building nobody is in, but nobody else was on site. There was nobody else there. Sterling Hill Mine is not a place where it's not on a street or a main road. Once you drive into the Sterling Mine, you go way through into the parking lot, and the office is downstairs and back a ways. So we're not near a busy road or anything. So I'm down there, and I said, if I'm doing this, I'm sitting right near that hatch.
Because you're crazy.
And
pitch dark. You can't even see what's down there. He's sitting in the pitch dark, and he can't see what's down in that opening down there. And no. But before you get into the whole thing,
yeah, but
about
those
that,
EVPs about kill you twice.
I get that, but before you get into this, I do want to say to you guys, so standing in that room with Jason, JB, you, and they were talking about the shovel, and that, well, we were probably outside when they were discussing stuff with us, but talking about that space and that shovel, and that it's that the ground is sunken in. And then what does Jason say? He says, well, that's usually indicative of a body that's decomposing when the ground drops down.
Well, and John said it
Oh
looks
my.
like somebody dug it out and then tried to fill it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, do I know? No. We have
No, we don't
we
know.
have no definitive information.
You'd have to bring
that,
Godiva dogs down there and
exactly.
stuff.
That's the only way.
I ain't going down there.
But I decided, let me sit right there with that hatch open and with the recorder there to see if anything. And boy, oh boy, I was just as surprised as everyone. That kill you twice.
Kill them. Kill
I
you.
mean,
Kill
yeah.
them. Kill them. And kill them.
I mean, again, that could have been a residual something. Of
And then I
whatever
felt
the
like
last
something
thing.
was there. Like I kept panning around in the dark because I kept feeling, and then there was conversation. Like you could hear conversation, like men
tap,
speaking.
Tap, tap, tap.
I was.
Tap, tap,
Do you know what it took me to stay there and do and not? I mean, honestly, I wanted to run out of there, and I'm not joking. I'm saying this with all seriousness. And then you're sitting there, looking into that dark black hole where you were, where this stuff is coming out, and you're just not. And then when we're done, even with the light, he leans down over into the hole.
I had to pick up my sensor.
I'm like, what the? Who is wrong with you? All I could think of is a horror movie when you put the light on, and you know what is that movie? Oh my gosh, you watched them all. There's 4 of them. The guy that plays the Warren, and the light turns on, and that thing is right behind him in the dark. I see my brain's not working, and he loves it. He knows what I'm talking about, but he won't tell me. But you turn on a light, and all of a sudden you see something that's not supposed to be there. It's like, why would you do that?
I love having her work through it when you're talking about Insidious.
Yeah. See, I told you he knew, and he was withheld holding, and he was doing it on purpose. But again, to even continue with you because you go on nonchalant. You're standing in the hallway, not even in the room. We're in that all the way down the other way. You're standing in front of me. I'm holding the thing, and you're having to calm down here, whatever. You hear that voice in a ice cold air.
And I didn't react.
Why wouldn't you react? That's fucking. Did you feel the cold air?
Jesus.
Did you?
Get us bleeped.
Did you feel the ice cold air that got blown?
I
didn't say it. But did
she not say the F word?
I said freaking.
Oh, I'm going to timestamp it right here and go back.
Anyways, did you not feel the cold Arctic air of someone blowing on my face? How can that not get you? How can you not react to that? Are you dead?
I do react. I just don't react the way you do.
I don't understand why that doesn't freak you out. Like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, I said hello. He said hi. We move on. How can you be so cavalier?
I'm not cavalier. I say, holy, you know what? Did you hear that? Did you see that? That's my reaction. It isn't.
It's something of hearing, but getting something blown on you, ice cold, when you know, and then hearing the voice, and you know something's there. How can that not send you into orbit of, holy crap? I can't see it. I can't fight it. I can't defend myself against it. How can that not?
I don't know. It's different. If I was by myself and that happened, yeah, I'd probably be a little more freaked out because knowing there's no one around. But the fact that you're there and people are watching. I mean, even when I did the creeper gallery and I heard the footsteps above me.
What's that going to do?
I was freaked out because
you were alone.
I was alone.
But you weren't sure if somebody broke in.
Yeah,
or if
that's what freaked me out. I thought I was going to have to fight someone to kick them out.
But
or somebody was going to shut the door on me.
You know you have a false sense of security, right? Something that you can't see, that's not tangible. I don't care if there's 1, 2, or hundreds of people in a room. If you're its target, what do you think those people are going to do for you?
I don't think in those terms.
I do.
Because you're built.
I've dealt with that.
Different.
I've dealt with stuff like that. So yes, that's where it comes from. Is because I do know that things can happen. You don't think that it can hurt you. You don't think there's an ability for something like that to hurt you. I do.
Well, again, that's you. I don't,
Oof.
every little tap, I'm not jumping and saying the F word like other people,
Yeah.
me and others. But anyway, um,
Mhm.
that was that was a good night. And again, by the time we finished, there was no going into the mine after that. We would have got home so late. But I really, really, really,
Yeah.
really enjoy going back into a place after I haven't been in there in a while, and I know others haven't been in there in a while. All during COVID, when we went and redid a bunch of buildings that were empty
Yeah.
during the whole COVID thing, every building we went in, we got more interaction than we had ever gotten before because it was almost like the people there, the spirits there were like, either like, hey, we thought this was done, people weren't going to do this anymore, or like, oh, they're back. And that guy, he doesn't like he doesn't like to feel like he's the type of guy in my experience who's like, you're in my area, I don't want people here. That's why I do what I do when they try to sleep here. And now you're directly trying to talk to me and, aggravate me. That's
But
kind
maybe
of
that's your
how he
twist,
is.
so that you do stay there and you deal with it. And
But I'm not
you,
trying to aggravate him. I'm trying to get more information out of him. And
well,
if he's someone who's buried down below, but I don't think he wants that. He wants to be,
well, maybe he's the person that wants to
he
that
wants to be intimidated.
hid something down there and doesn't want you to find it.
No, I think he wants to be intimidating, especially in that area. Not so much upstairs, down there. He wants to be intimidating.
Well, something screamed in my ear when we were doing the essays when I was inside
In
the
the vault.
vault, and boy, that was brutal. And there was a heartbeat, ba boom, ba boom, and this is exactly how it sounded, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, and then it stopped, and then you would just get the regular whatever from the, and then all of a sudden again, ba boom, ba boom, and that, and then I don't know what happened or what you did, but this loud screech yelling in my ear that it literally blew out my ear. Like, it was brutal.
Well, that again, between that one and the Creeper Gallery, Gertrude,
Mm.
that was a fun week. It was. That was. I lived for weeks like that.
But
I would want to do that every week if I could.
I know you would, because you're insane.
It's great. It's what it's all about. A lot of it.
Let, let give me to understand.
It could have been residual, and that's what I was thinking too, Patricia. I'm not, again, I can't say anything for sure. I'm really thinking.
But you felt the presence in that room.
We have yet to bring a medium that we know and trust into the mine and have them give their impressions.
Yeah.
We've yet to do that. And I'm almost curious about trying to find someone we know and trust and have them do a walkthrough just to see what they get. You know what I mean? We don't really do that ever. And it would be kind of cool to do that with a few places to film it and see what we did that with the Barron Art Center. If you watch one of our cable access shows, we actually had someone who did auto writing. We picked this person up.
Yeah.
At like a quick check store, yeah, or whatever, and they had no idea where they were going. We said, we're going to drive you to a location. We don't want you to know where you're going, anything about it. We open the door, we let you in, and you do what you do.
Yep.
And she did exactly that. As soon as she walked in the door, every area, and she would say to us, I don't know what this means, but I got da 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 da. I don't know what this means, but I wrote da 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 da. And she did that, and then she did an auto writing session for the two of us, like a reading. But it was kind of cool, the whole experiment. It would be cool to do something like that again, with a medium and just
see what the impression is.
Name wise, even in that area. see what they come up with. But
You
I,
have a hard time finding someone because everybody that we know personally pretty much knows about the mind.
well,
And
you cannot not know about the mind. It's like saying that you go into a
yeah, we want somebody that
Penhurst,
gives more
you know, you're
detail
going
and
to
more intimate.
waiver, you're going to one of these asylums. It's kind of,
I know.
you know,
it's like
people
a-
died there. You
I
know, there are
get that.
patients. You know, they suffer.
The history, whatever. But it'd be unique to get something totally out of the box. that
I'd
you
like,
wouldn't
and
expect.
yeah, but you watch them in specific areas. The office isn't in an area where you would think they would pick up on something. You walk them through like it's a casual, like whatever. Okay, we're just going to walk through this building now for your impressions. Let them go to the top, let them go on the bottom, and then see what's there. But I am planning. I really, really want to do this. I want to go investigate that office by myself. I really, after that night, I would really, that would be really cool.
Because why?
Because him and I have been alone for short periods of time after events where I just clean up, but I turn all the lights on and I stay busy and I get what I got to get. And there's usually people that come in, you know, need any help, you want to help packing up. But only one time where I was by myself and I didn't have all the lights on is when the shadow figure ran around me. He did it to mess with me, you know, to show me, here I am. Boom. So I'm curious if I just went in there, me, and told them I'm here by myself and laid in that bed. And
But you do understand
here it comes.
that men who worked in the mine, who are tough, like hardcore, unafraid, have been chased out of there.
Right.
One slept with a bat, for God's sake, and then got chased out of there.
That's the idea, is to document that and try to see if it happens.
So just so you know, I will never do that.
I wouldn't expect you to even try it.
No.
Something I want to do. It is. I'd like to do it in the winter time too. I still winter
You're nuts.
because it's darker early.
And there's nobody that's around, and you're not
no
having
one
so much.
around, and
I can see your logic there, even.
but I know as soon as I walked in and I tried communicating with whoever, like we did upstairs, he would know that I was there by myself.
Have you ever gotten those type of EVPs down there like you did
On
that
and off.
night? On and off.
It's on and off.
Because let me tell you something. You could feel something there. You could feel that the energy. Because I told you, I didn't. John, you go to you. You know, we'll go take that. I'm not going down there by myself. I'm not going down the stairs because as soon as you go down there, it feels so different.
The thing about that, Kathy, is when you're by yourself, there's no other way to explain it. It's like an amplifier, equalizer, or whatever. How they have all those different knobs that control different settings. When you're by yourself, you take your anxiety and you make
so you're adrenaline
you
junkie.
raise it up. You take your adrenaline, you raise it up. You take all your sensory and you raise it up because you're super like now locked in and focused, and you're breathing a little heavier, and again, there's the theory that now they know you're by yourself.
And they're going to use
it in theory.
And they're going to use you being. I do believe that how I feel,
which is
it's used.
how they approached the people that were there. They were by themselves.
Yeah.
And they intimidated them. He intimidated them, and away they went.
And then again, I do think that I got the blowing on the face like I did. That totally freaked me out. Was because it knew my anxiety was already up from being down there. I didn't like being down there. It knew it and it used it.
But the very first time, we weren't even using the office as part of our rotation at the mine. We were doing the mine, we were doing the Geo building, we were doing the Zobel building, and I just wanted to try something different. And I was like, you know what? Chip Coffee, when they did Kindred Spirits there, he got some stuff in the office. I'll just try the office. I was shocked the very first night I went in there. I was like, and then I heard the story. I didn't even know the stories about people being chased out of there. And I was like, damn, there is somebody here. So, we went in there again, we wanted to get some footage of that area because we didn't really feel like, you know, they didn't experience a lot of what we did there. Um, we wanted to, let everyone know again, the first time we're going back in there as New Jersey Paranormal with anyone is March 29th with Juwan from Ghost Brothers, which will be really cool because he's never been there.
It'll be unique to see what happens with
what
him.
he experiences in the mine, outside the mine, in the office. So, um, that's another thing. There aren't a whole lot of tickets available for that, but there are still tickets available for March 29th. That's the only event that we have up now is March 29th at the Sterling Hill Mine with Jawan Mass from Ghost Brothers. And I think that's going to be, again, not having a lot of people come through there in a while and try to talk to all of them. That first one out could be a pretty good one, So if you want tickets to that, again, New Jersey Paranormal at yahoo.com. You have to spell out New Jersey Paranormal, spell it out at yahoo.com. And you can get tickets to that event. And again, meeting Jawan, it's a meet and greet, take pictures with them. He's very approachable. He has his merch. He signs everything. He takes the selfies.
And he's involved in the investigations and the groups. Get involved.
And he's really good at hearing EVPs, because when we were at Camp Evans, he was like, play that again. And he would tell me what he heard. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's something. If you guys want to go to the mine and experience stuff, it's even cooler going with a guy like Jawan or, the other people that we're going to be bringing on later. But I do think, there's going to be a night where I wouldn't, even though I went into the mine by myself and I did that session in the explosive room, I wouldn't investigate the mine by myself, completely the whole thing for hours. That I wouldn't do, because at least with the office, there's a door kind of in the middle of the hallway downstairs, and there's a door when you run up the stairs. There's easy exits. With the mine, if you're halfway in there,
you're stuck,
and weird stuff starts happening, and
you better know where you are in the dark and where you can run to.
Yeah, you're gonna, and God forbid your flashlight goes out. And I mean, I would bring 2 or 3 in with me, but yeah, that would be a really.
And still, I can't believe I'm saying that, because I know I would never investigate any of that by myself. I know that when it gets warmed up, you're gonna do an event for a sleepover in the mine. I'm not staying overnight in the mine. Yeah, when it gets warmed up, you're gonna be doing a sleepover in the mine. I have no intention of doing that. I'll start with you guys, but I'm not staying overnight in that mine. No way.
I'm gonna have my core people with me.
You will. I have no doubt.
Val will stay with me. I'm sure Kathy will be there with me.
I'm sure you'll have a few. Nikki 100% will be there.
My core people will be there. Deb, we'll tough it out.
Take your cots, enjoy yourself, bring whatever, but no, that's not, no.
But yeah, that was, I really, after a night like that, I itch to get back in and see what happens next.
You get that adrenaline rush.
It's
you
like
love it. So
a taste of your favorite
let
food.
me ask you this, because and again, it drove me crazy, because even when we were driving home, how could you sit in that chair, in that closet? You were in and again, I don't know if I could tell you guys how small that area of closet
again, there's
is.
a difference. I'm not there by if I was there by myself,
Sean,
I would be worried that door would shut on me and I would be trapped in that room with that hatch open.
But the hatch was open and it's pitch dark and you're sitting next to it. You didn't have any. You don't have any apprehension of something coming up through that opening at all. Nothing. Even with getting You
What,
were
a
hearing
shadow or something? Or are
you
talking
were
about like,
hearing voice
like a
anything.
slot monster?
I'm just saying in general. The fact spirit, whatever. But the fact that we're hearing voices and at one point you heard like something was coming up those wooden steps. How could you not get freaked out? How can that not intimidate you? Even just
It's because I want to see what's going to happen next. The way she's looking at me. I am curious to the limits of what could happen next.
a serial killer's right outside your door. You
No,
want
we're
to go
not
out
talking
to the
about
door?
that. We're talking
But this
about.
is what I'm saying. You don't think anything can happen.
Yeah.
You don't think
I'm
you can get hurt.
protected.
Oh, God help me.
Truth seeker. Maybe
Well,
it didn't hear.
Police
Maybe it didn't hear.
wear bulletproof vests,
Truth
but
seeker.
that doesn't always save them either, John.
Truth seeker. Does it save them? Sure it does.
Oh,
She doesn't believe in the truth seeker.
I believe you're nutty.
I am. I'm going to do that. Well, speaking of all this stuff too, this is the last weekend of our hiatus before we jump back into what we do and the events start up again. Talking to John Zappis today, a matter of fact, about Liberty Hall and his first time being there on February 8th, which is, again, right around the corner. Liberty Hall is good for us in a lot of ways. It's 20 minutes from where we live. We really like the people there. We like the building a lot. It's, again, another one of those places where I've had the best nights ever in that carriage house, and other times it's like that anywhere you go, everywhere you go.
It is.
But again, nobody's been in there since we were in there in November to talk to them, and we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. And John, I'm sure will bring some of his objects. It's just a matter of
the last time we were in there,
will we be able to investigate them or not?
You're gonna laugh, but I actually did a thing in the room where the photograph of the woman that was there, and I can't remember her name right now, but it was one of the relatives, and that was her area. And we were on the floor doing what we're doing, and we were getting a lot of reactions in the room and we'd never investigated there or did anything there. We just kind of like glimpsed over that. It's where I usually walk through to go to the back private library. That was the last space that I used, and it was pretty surprising what happened in that one spot for that night.
I think this time I want to be in the attic. I don't think I'm going to do the carriage house this time.
Yeah.
I had some pretty good stuff in the attic last time around the bells. Somebody, again, it's always great investigating with other people for a lot of different reasons, because even, again, we're not all knowing, all seeing, sometimes people will hit you with a good idea and you'll go, damn, yes, use that. Somebody, the last time, there was a newspaper article, old, from like the 40s, just laying there. And stuff kept going off in that area and by that room.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why here? Why by the bells, the servants' bells, and why near this newspaper? And we were trying to find out the relevance of
why
the newspaper, and it had something to do with something in that newspaper. It was so old and fragile that we were trying to, but we really couldn't. But they were trying to lead us to something in that newspaper.
Holy cow.
And it was pretty cool. This is what I mean. And someone just was like, everything's going off over here. Why? It's near the newspaper. And I'm like, you think it has something to do with the newspaper? And we asked, and we started getting reactions. And it was like, somebody wants, I wish we could have, but we couldn't. But I like that attic, because that attic has a room that nightmares are made out of. And it's not because some scary demon or something like that. They've got all these old toys from generations of Kane family members that are like those creepy toys from the 20s and 30s, and
Toys considered
and they're
unsafe
all around
today.
the table, and they're all in this one room where there's glass and you could look in.
Yeah,
And it does.
it does kind of creep you out when you see it. It reminds you of you're walking into a horror film of this old museum or something.
But that, again, it's going to be cool to see John again. We haven't seen John since the expo, and to do an event with him.
Yeah.
And he's never been there. So I'm really curious to see what he gets when he's in there, because John's all in too when he's with us for the night. So that should be cool. And then again, Smith Cadbury went in a blink. You know, one night went so fast that we had another night, and that went real fast. So South Jersey people, they love us. They want us down there. We're trying to. I know those South Jersey people. They want us down there. But yeah, and then the event at the mine. So again, next week kind of starts the whole ball rolling for 2025 for us as far as events and you know, everything that's going on outside of the paranormal, you know, that we're kind of going through. You know, we kind of take that one thing at a time, one day at a time, you know, so, you know, that will sort of dictate the year to us as well, as far as how our things are going to go for, you know, for us, you know. So we are literally looking at it one event at a time, and kind of planning for that event and enjoying that event, and
Yep.
kind of taking it that way. It's not like years past where we're kind of going, this is the schedule for 2025. It really is like, do one, enjoy it, do another, enjoy it, because you just don't know, you know. So that's what we do. And then the wedding is in June, and
Everything will work
away
out.
we go.
Everything will work out. Everything's going to be the way it's supposed to be. I have faith in that.
In the meantime, I will be thinking about a date for my alone investigation.
Knock your socks off.
Come on, you don't think that'll sound fun? That doesn't sound fun to you?
Do I look like it sounds like fun?
I mean, people will be watching. If anything happened,
But they can't get to you.
they can get somebody to me.
I mean, I'll go and stay in the car.
Where?
The vehicle. I'll stay in the vehicle.
I won't be the same if somebody's there.
Oh, you want to be on the grounds completely
Yes.
alone.
I don't want anybody else there.
You're psychotic. But hey,
Because again, having somebody there is
a fallback for you? Not in
not
the
a
building?
fallback. It's
Someone not in the building.
not on the premises.
You're goomy.
That's something I think we should all do. We're with you all on that. See, don't be watching me. I have faith
All
in them.
right. That's what you want to do. You set them things up and away you go. Just make sure that everybody else has the police department on speed dial.
Well, we know the chief.
It doesn't mean I have the number.
Well, they'll know the chief. Well, people watching me. But anyway, it is Friday night, and again, this is our last kind of weekend of. I mean, we're gonna have weekends off in between, here and there. We don't get really crazy every weekend busy till September, so that's when things get really, really crazy for us. But yeah, the event, the only one available now is March 29th with Jawan. Again, I think you guys will really enjoy that, because again, you get to meet Jawan, take pictures, he sells his merch. Jawan's an entertaining guy, he's a funny guy. And he's one of those guys who gets
He's
involved.
inquisitive. He wants to know. He
And I'm
wants to
sure
find out.
What I like about it is you get to experience his first time in the mine as well.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it too. Even with John going to Liberty Hall, John has been wanting to get into Liberty Hall. We talked about, and John is looking forward to getting in.
Yeah.
So the fact that Jawan wants to get into the mine, it kind of adds to the whole.
I agree.
Feeling of the whole event. So remember, New Jersey Paranormal at yahoo.com. Make sure it's us that you're emailing. Do we know how Mark? No, I have no idea.
No, he had surgery on his foot. So, I mean, we knew that he was recovering and stuff, but other than that, no.
No, again, things have been crazy with personal stuff, trying to get things. We're actually going to be going to Georgia, believe it or not, in about 2 or 3 weeks for medical testing. Um, but all of that happened along with putting together the expo, which again, we've had to methodically do that step by step. And that's been a little more difficult than in years past,
Yeah.
along with the events and everything else. So we're kind of just, like I said, we're doing one thing at a time, handling one thing at a time, and just taking that approach. And again, hopefully, God willing, by June, we get nothing but good news. We get married, and we get to
And
enjoy
away we go.
everything. Yeah.
So we can go full steam ahead again once we get past that.
Yeah. But again, I know we're being kind of cryptic, but um, Chris has got to have a lot of tests done. We won't get into what they're about and what they relate to. We'll wait to see how everything goes. But yeah, keep her in your prayers. All good things, positive things. She got a lot of tests she's going to be doing in the month of February, a lot. So, and that will dictate, sort of New Jersey Paranormal going forward. So,
well, it might just dictate where I fit into the plan.
I fit in with you. I fit in with you. There is no separation. So, anyway, that's it, guys. We'll probably be back Sunday night or Monday night. I would love to. Debbie's from Australia. I'd love to again have a guest on with us and have a discussion and talk about some stuff. I miss doing that, but unfortunately for John has to book all that and get all that together
Yes, he
and
does.
come up with the ideas.
Why you slacking?
Probably why. Yes, you're right. But anyway, have a great weekend. We'll probably see you guys Monday night at 8 o'clock right here. And then probably, maybe at some point, there'll be a creeper somewhere in there Tuesday, Wednesday night.
Have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. John and I appreciate all of you very much. And please remember to be kind to each other. It really
I
matters.
should have to take this off here to shut
Good
down.
night,
this line.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.